Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today, we're diving into something that's quietly revolutionizing how businesses use AI, and it's not what you might expect. It's workflows. Yeah, I know, sounds kind of boring, right? But trust me, these unsung heroes are about to get their moment in the spotlight. Forget the hype about fully autonomous agents taking over the world. The real game changer is how AI is being integrated into existing workflows. Get ready to have your mind blown because this is where the rubber meets the road for AI in the enterprise. Are you ready to unlock the secret weapon of AI adoption? Let's go. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say workflow? Think of it as the backbone of any business process. It's the set of rules, steps, and decisions that guide how work gets done. You might know it as a rules engine, a process flow, or even just the business logic. In software, it often appears as a wizard guiding you through a series of steps. But here's the thing. These workflows are usually rigid, complex, and difficult to change. That's where AI agents come in to save the day. They're not replacing workflows, they're supercharging them. Let's clear up some confusion. There's a ton of buzz around AI agents and large language models, or LLMs, but it's easy to get lost in the details. The key is understanding that AI agents are the how, while workflows are the what. An AI agent is basically your business application leveraging a foundation model within a workflow. Anthropic makes a helpful distinction between agentic workflows and agents, where agents can loop, branch, and even operate somewhat autonomously. But guess what? Business workflows often do that too. The line is fuzzier than you think. The core idea is that AI helps make workflows smarter and more adaptable. So, how exactly does AI transform these workflows? Well, agentic apps use foundation models to identify key points for intervention. Think of it like this. Foundation models are incredible classifiers. They can replace complex, hand-coded rule sets or supervised learning models with something far more flexible and performant, right out of the box. Imagine pointing a foundation model at an email inbox or an account summary and asking questions like, can the app handle this situation? Should this be escalated? Does this need special quality control? Is this spam, harassment, a sales opportunity, or a churn risk? The model spits out a yes or no, which is much safer and more reliable than a chatbot. This is something you can deploy today with real safety and measurable results. And that's huge. The availability of effective, inexpensive natural language classifiers is going to accelerate enterprise applications like crazy. Why? Because the gap between what the business wants and the rules encoded in software is a major source of pain in Fortune 500 companies. Things get lost in translation, decay, and become out of sync. Technical limitations creep into business processes. The agentic app bridges this gap by representing business logic in natural language. This invites new stakeholders and contributors into the software development process. This is as big a shift in power as the arrival of spreadsheets in the 80s and collaborative spreadsheets in the 2000s. I'm telling you, this is massive. But AI agents do more than just classify. They can evaluate outputs. Is the problem really solved? Operate as text generators, turning system event logs into status updates, and even initiate actions, booking a meeting, updating inventory, dispatching a truck. All of this could be done with traditional software and human labor, but it's usually incredibly expensive and difficult to get right. AI makes it faster, cheaper, and more effective. Think about the possibilities. AI is having a consumer chatbot moment and gaining traction with code assistants. But what we haven't seen yet, and what I think is coming this year, is AI adoption spreading from software and a few niches into other business verticals, especially operations layers that produce the most custom apps inside enterprises. This is where the real potential lies. We're talking about revolutionizing how businesses actually run. The first company to see positive returns on AI investment isn't a pure tech play. It's ServiceNow, the operations software as a service provider. Along with Workday and Salesforce, they're offering a low-code bridge between business intentions, documented by non-technical experts, and software automation. And AI is helping make that bridge stronger and more efficient. Hats off to these guys for leading the way and making this work. But there's a catch. Like most low-code solutions, it comes with a non-trivial handcuff to a platform vendor. It's great, but it's not the whole story. The next wave will be a high-code replication of these workflow engines. Why? Because it's not that hard to implement. Open foundation models and existing frameworks like Spring AI can get a team started in days. This might look like a big GUI platform for business task workflows, but a quicker and safer path will be finding small, shippable points of intervention everywhere. This is much lighter and faster today than it was just a few years ago. We're talking about democratizing AI power, putting it in the hands of developers who can create targeted solutions for specific problems. Let's make this concrete. Imagine a customer buys an indoor bike trainer, and the software can't connect. They ask for a return. But what if this was a known issue with a simple fix? Update the firmware, and boom, problem solved. A human support worker might identify that, but it's not perfect. It's hard to know every issue, every time. So, we build a tiny app to look for this issue and fix it. First, a listener flags possible incidents. If it detects a case, it inserts a message in the support system with a link to the resolution. Safe enough to try right now, with measurable outcomes. An agent could get more assertive with a good track record. Email the proposed resolution directly to the customer. Pause the return unless a human acknowledges the issue. Could the agent start identifying the likely issue more closely, link to specific firmware versions, or improve messaging? This is the power of targeted AI intervention. There are small but expensive workflow glitches all over enterprises, and AI agents give app developers a powerful set of tools to throw at them. We're not talking about replacing entire departments. We're talking about fixing those little annoyances that add up to huge costs and customer frustration. This is where AI can really shine, making a real difference in the everyday operations of a business. It's about efficiency, accuracy, and customer satisfaction. So, how do we get to a world where your app developers can deploy these little helpers throughout your business? Start by asking why they're not rapidly deploying small experiments without LLMs. The answer is usually the dev experience. Self-serve provisioning, well-documented golden paths to production, robust test automation, and pre-approved lanes for safety and legal oversight. If app teams are empowered to ship small, continuous improvements with minimal outside dependencies, things go fast. This is the foundation for AI adoption. How do we apply this to our agentic app future? First, wrap that self-serve pattern and developer empowerment around our new best friend, the foundation model. We're seeing a separation of competencies emerging between data science/AI working groups and full-stack app development teams. This is healthy specialization. Model providers, ML ops model infrastructure teams, and applications consuming these resources. The first two might be as-a-service external vendors. The app teams won't be. Let the experts handle the models, and let the developers build the applications. For this abstraction to work, you'll need feedback, observability, versioning, and other concerns handled with a formal API or a good working agreement. What you don't want is every app team solving this in isolation. You probably need an AI framework, but you don't need 50 competing, under-resourced AI frameworks. Centralize the infrastructure, empower the developers, and watch the magic happen. There's a role for middleware platforms like an AI gateway, which facilitates provisioning, observability, model feedback, and privacy guardrails across an organization. This is the key to scaling AI safely and responsibly. It's about ensuring that everyone is using the right models, with the right permissions, and with the right safeguards in place. It's the glue that holds the whole thing together. If provisioning and platforming get solved, we're running headlong into a world where we have very thin wrappers around a lot of enterprise data that used to be locked up, and we have agentic apps that can access them in clever ways. Small solutions start blooming all over. It's the same story we had with cloud-native architectures and microservices communicating over APIs. The thing that's new is the scale of effort. We're moving from micro to nano. Very thin wrappers, like the Model Context Protocol, let foundation models request data and perform actions. Very lightweight workflow apps let business users explain what should happen in natural language. Platforms provide safety, security, and appropriate models on demand. You ship in days, not months, and iterate until it works. This is the future of enterprise AI. The takeaway here is that the agentic app revolution isn't a story that will transform bleeding-edge tech companies. It's a modernization story, a fighting chance to solve small problems across existing enterprises with the team you already have. It's not about replacing people. It's about empowering them to do their jobs better, faster, and more efficiently. It's about unlocking the potential that already exists within your organization. So what are you waiting for? Start exploring how AI agents can transform your workflows today. And let me know in the comments what kind of workflows you want to see automated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.